Hello everybody, welcome to the WikiAstro. Today, we are going further in our basic course of astrology, and today's session is based upon our planets. Okay, uh, in the introduction class, as we have already learned, the total astrology is based upon 12, 9, 12. We first discussed about 12 houses. Now we are going to discuss about 9 planets. So, 9 planets, there are Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. So, we are going to discuss now what is the significance of these planets. First, come to Sun. From the very first, okay, from our childhood, we have been listening that Sun is the cause. Sun is the root level of all the living organisms. If Sun is not there, then no living organisms should be there on the earth. Okay, so this is the very most important significant of the Sun. So now coming to Sun, Sun represents our father. It shows the relationship with our with father, okay, status and the life of father too. If the Sun is good in our chart, then our relationship of our father is also good. Okay, the life of father is also good. Then coming to the ego, Sun is also ego. So a good Sun will make the person outshine. If there is the Sun is good, then your ego is good also. Okay, but the bad Sun will give the ego issue. There is a thin line in between the self-respect and ego. If the Sun is bad, then that person will be troubled by his ego. Sun is also self, Sun is the soul, Sun is the self. It is the soul and your self confidence. It is the willpower to strive in life. It is Sun is the individuality. There are crowd, there is mass. But if you want to be seen from the crowd, if you want to be that individual uh, to whom everyone will recognize, then that is the good Sun. A good Sun will make you outshine among others. There are 10 friends, there are 50 friends, but one friend will be, one child would be there who he will be different from the other 49, other 9. Okay, that is the individuality. It is the rational mind. If you have a good Sun, then this Sun uh, helps any person to take the rational decisions. Okay, it is the honor, it is our respect. If your Sun is good, then you are respectable in society. Everyone obey you, everyone respects you. Sun also represents our government. Actually, in the previous era, Sun was the king. Okay, now it is the democracy. So Sun is the government. It is the government authorities. Okay, so people who have the bad Sun, then they will have the problem in following the rules and regulation. In a Okay, it is our boss too, it is our employer. If you have the bad Sun, then your relationship with the boss, with the employer is always tense. Okay, no matter how much you care for a good relationship with your boss, but somehow, from any reason, for any reason, it has become strained always. Sun is the discipline. Okay, because no matter what happens on the earth, but always sun rises and always sun sets. So sun is the discipline, and okay, it always comes on time, it always takes off on time, and it is the only deity, it is the only devta which is visible to us. So if you have a bad sun, you should have offer water to sun to increase your to strengthen your sun. Even if you have a good sun, then also you have to do it, because astrology is one part, but in astrology there is a free will. By our own karma, we can also strengthen or weaken our planets, our houses. So, uh, Even if a child has a good son, okay, very good son, but by his bad activities, by his illegal activities, he can weaken his son too. Okay, so in a kingdom, if we consider this our planetary system like a kingdom, so sun is the king. Now coming to the part moon. So moon is the queen. Okay, queen among all the planets. As sun represents our soul, moon represents our mind. It is white color, represented by water. Okay, it is the watery sign. It is the watery planet. It represents our speech. How sweet is our speech? And moon is moody. Okay, in it is the full moon and new moon. The shape of moon is never same. Okay, so it is moody. Nobody can predict that, and it is unstable. So, if anybody means in our decision, okay, in our decision, we must be firm, we must be steady, we must be stable. But in case of moon, moon is not stable in her decisions. Moon represents our mother, as sun represents our father. Moon represents our mother. Also, it is the relationship with our mother. It is the condition of mother. Moon represents the peace. Sun is the order. King always gives order. Okay, and moon pacifies. It is the peace. It is the mental peace. It is the mind. Okay, it is the psychological and emotional plane. Okay, so if our moon is afflicted, if the moon is bad in our chart, then you can get that you are always in emotional trauma. If even if something that is very good for you, uh, okay, that means for a person, but still, if that person has a afflicted moon, always he or she will find any type of sadness in that goodness. Okay, always he should be in the emotional trauma. Moon gives also beauty, attractiveness, okay, and it is also our social nature, how we interact with the society. Some are there who are extrovert, and some are there who are introvert. So introvert, that means they cannot actually interact with the society uh, very quickly or in a very good manner. They have the actually afflicted moon. Okay, Surya, sun is the prakash, sun is the extrovert, but moon, it is our social nature. Okay, so in a kingdom, now we learnt about the king sun and the queen moon. Then coming to our Jupiter. Jupiter is the teacher, actually, guru. So, teacher of devta, of deities, of positive entities. Okay, so it is the biggest benefic amongst the all the planets. These nine planets. Okay, Jupiter is the most benefic planets among these, and it has always it always tend to uh, means to do good wherever it goes. It always wants to do something good. Okay, it governs the cough fat in our body. Okay, represented the yellow color, and it is the teacher of gods. It does all the types of religious works. It represents our wisdom, our philosophical knowledge, and all the religious people um, who are the healers, who work for betterment of people, who show everyone the right path, are under the influence of Jupiter. And in case of female chart, Jupiter represents the husband. Jupiter is the inner happiness. It gives the long-term goal. What we can get in the long-term goal, it represents that. And when the Jupiter is actually afflicted, is in a bad state, then it creates hurdles in education in the children. Okay, loss of inner happiness. It is the if the Jupiter is afflicted. Then comes to the next guru. It is the Venus. So Venus is also the guru, but it is the guru of negative entities, and it is the Jupiter is masculine in nature, and Venus is feminine in nature. So in the male chart, the Venus is the wives. So Venus is feminine in nature and and has a beautiful body. It is also watery and airy in constitution, both watery and airy, and its color is light gray color. It represents the all the materialistic character. This is the difference between two gurus. Jupiter is the philosophical nature. Jupiter is the inner happiness, long-term goal. But Venus, it is the materialistic happiness. It represents the um, luxury item, vehicle, okay, our home. It is the love, beauty. Venus is also the artistic world, art, poetry, music, dance. Okay, and this also represents the quality of the married life in a chart, and it shows the refinement. Venus is refinement. Okay, so perfume, this comes under the Venus. Petroleum, this comes under Venus. It is the refinement. It shows the refinement. Okay, it also represents the semen in male body. Strong Venus, that will give you all the ways of enjoyment, materialistic enjoyment on the earth, but the weak Venus will give you problem. It also represents our body, body part, that is eyes, kidneys. Okay, so first it represents the eyes. That means it shows us that the way how we see the things, whether in a good or bad manner. You can find in your social life that there are some persons, they always find the bad things in everything, and some persons are there, they always find the good thing in everything. So this is the way of seeing the things. This is the Venus, and a strong Venus will let you the appreciate the good quality in everyone. But if your Venus is afflicted, then you pass sarcastic comments on everyone. So these are the two gurus, Jupiter and Venus. Then coming to our Mercury. So Mercury is the prince. Mercury has the best appearance of all planets. It is the child of the planets, child among the all the planets. And Mercury, it governs the intelligence, our speech, writing, education, calculation, analytical abilities. It shows our intellectual power. Okay, it is also considered as messenger of God. Okay, child is the messenger of God. Mercury is the child, so it is also the messenger of God. Mercury is the planet of commerce, business. It represents the traders, businessmen. Okay, and Mercury, it is also means like gender neutral. Okay, season, it is the masculine, Jupiter masculine, Moon feminine, Venus feminine, but Mercury is gender neutral. It can easily takes the nature of the planet with which it get associated with. If anything good or bad, if the associated planet is good, then Mercury will act as good. If the associated planet is bad, then Mercury will act as bad. And Mercury is someone who pays attention to every small details. It is the child, and child has no other work to do. What will he do? He will find the every small minor mistake or minor details in everything. If your Mercury is afflicted, then your speech will be defects. Your nerves problem is there. Okay, Mercury also represents your nerve system. Nerves problem will be there. Breathing problems will be there. Skin problems, skin disease will be there. Okay, but if your Mercury is good, a good Mercury will make a wonderful businessman who does the means multitasking businessman, many business at a time. This is the significance of Mercury. Then come to Mars. Mars is the army commander in a kingdom. Okay, it is the army chief. And imagine what is the quality of a mischief? That all qualities Mars has. Those all quality are you can find in case of Mars. Mars is cruel. If army commander will be innocent, will be soft-hearted, a king will never win a war. So Mars is cruel. It has blood, red eyes, blood color red eyes. Okay, it is short heighted but very strong physical body. Short height but very strong physical body. Uh, it is has a thin waist. Okay, and it represents by red color. Very fast in nature. If Mars will be lazy, then also king can never win a battle. So it is very fast in nature. It is our passion, our courage, how much brave we are. Okay, it is the skill, it is the logical ability. In a war, always logic is needed, always strength is needed, always speed is needed, courage is needed, passion is needed. So bravery is needed. All that things represents mass. It is the energy. So it represents also our younger sibling, our friend circle. Okay, so if we are working with someone, and so it is our common interest of work, common goal, and Mars is malefic in nature. Okay, it is as it represents also the accidents, violence, injury, accidents. Okay, and this Mars, it is also the concentration. Okay, um, lesser focus is there. Um, means hard to understand. Okay, it is the concentration. Just understand this now up to this level. Then we'll go further deep. And when Mars is associated with Venus, Venus is feminine. Venus is the semen in case of male chart. Venus represents our quality of marriage life, and Mars is courage, Mars is speed, Mars is strength. So when get combined with Venus, it increases the sexual drive. This is the point. Then coming to the Saturn. So Saturn is the it represents labor class people, peon class people. Okay, it is the airy planet, so much air, and it is represented by the servants. Okay, and it is highly malefic in nature. Its color is black. So what is Saturn represents? Saturn represents the work, daily labor class work, not intellectual work. It is the labor work, physical work, hard work. It is the sorrow, our sadness, our pain, old age, elderly people. Okay, it is the disease. It is the patience, lazy also. It is the lazy. It is the big teeth. If someone has big teeth, that means Saturn is prominent in that chart. And coarse hair. Okay, and Saturn is also the justice. And you can see that each and every judge in our country, in wherever he is, if you analyze their chart, Saturn has a big role um, in becoming a judge. Okay, so Saturn is the justice. It is the natural justice giver, and uh, it represents always the weaker society. It always tries to give justification to the weaker society. If the Saturn is placed well in our chart, if the Saturn is good in our chart, then one can play as the judge in a court. They can become the lawmaker. Okay, but if it is afflicted, then it is the criminal. And Saturn makes us to work hard towards our goals. Got it? And it gives result that one of our proverb is there, as you sow, shall you reap. Like that, it gives the result like this. Uh, as our working, so we get the result. And people under this effect of sun, uh, they don't laugh or smile too much, because Saturn is older generation, okay, elder people, so they don't smile or laugh very much, and mostly they are very serious in nature. See, from this significance you can judge a person. If a person is not smiling too much, then you can easily say that that person is means Saturn is very prominent in that person's chart. Then coming to Rahu and Ketu. Rahu Ketu are the army. So they are the shadow planets. It is the Rahu. It is associated. It is the north node of Moon, imaginary part of the imaginary north node of Moon, and Ketu. It is the south node of Moon. So Rahu and Ketu, they are highly malefic in nature, and they always create sudden nature. And Rahu and Ketu both are opposite to each other. So, and they will give the results according to the planets they are with. Like Mercury become good and bad according to the planet combined. Like that, Rahu and Ketu gives you good or bad result according to the planet they sit with. But always there is some problem. They are the problem creator. They wherever they are, whatever the result you got from Rahu and Ketu, always associated with problem. So one basic difference is between Rahu and Ketu is that Rahu, wherever there is Rahu, there is materialistic wealth. They are attached to materialistic wealth. But Ketu, it is the detachment. It is the moksha. Okay, it always takes away the wealth suddenly. Rahu gives you wealth suddenly. Ketu takes away the wealth suddenly. So Rahu is the illusion, and Ketu is the significator of the final bliss, moksha. And Rahu is your obsession, Ketu is your detachment. So both of them gives you problem to make you a better person. Okay, means in the other way you can say that whatever their karma is good or bad, always their intention is to make you a greater person. So this was all about the significance of planets. Okay, and this much is for this session. Bye.